Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. An SEC attorney calls it quits. This is one of the attorneys who is working the case against Ripple. We just got word within the last hour or two. And social media, as a result, within the XRP community, understandably, is talking about this quite a bit and speculating, what does this mean? And I think part of actually all of the speculation is justified. A lot of people are thinking, okay, well, clearly the SEC's litigation against Ripple is a veritable train wreck, right? It is a figurative train wreck. Most people would say literally there. It is a figurative train wreck, and this is not the first shakeup that we've seen. So I just wanted to make a quick video about this. But before I go further, I do want to be clear, I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. And so here is a headline from You Today. SEC attorney moves to withdraw from Ripple case. Dugan Bliss, senior trial counsel at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, is seeking the court's permission to withdraw from the Ripple case. And so the attorney says that he is leaving the agency after spending over 10 years there. And after Bliss's departure, the SEC will be represented by the remaining counsel. And so here's the actual official document. I'll just read it verbatim because it's like 2 sentences. Plaintiff Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, respectfully moves the court for an order in the form attached hereto withdrawing Dugan Bliss as counsel of record in this action for plaintiff. Mr. Bliss is leaving the SEC's employ. The SEC continues to be represented by the other counsel of record in this matter. Now, this is interesting timing, and I'm not going to go so far as to say that this actually means something. I'm just saying I understand why people are questioning it. It may not actually functionally be a sign that there's something internally wrong with the case, this specifically, but there are other indications that there are serious problems that the SEC has because they're not having a good time in all the pretrial hearings, which I'll highlight in just a moment. But I will say also, it is fascinating that given that this is the biggest case that the SEC has going right now, and not only that, this case against Ripple, this is the biggest action that the SEC has brought against anyone or any entity over the last, I don't know how many decades, that isn't a fraud case. It's by far the biggest. It's absolutely monstrous, and so it is interesting to see at this point in the process somebody's leaving, but it is what it is. And actually, my fellow XRP YouTuber quipped the following on Twitter. I thought it was kind of comical. He wrote, "Let me guess, Vitalik Buterin is offering a higher salary." So that's the reason that he's leaving, which is funny because obviously it's kind of a joke resulting in obviously, for instance, William Hinman getting some kickbacks as a result of the clarity provided to him, or provided the clarity that he provided to Ethereum for, frankly, well, it benefited anybody involved in Ethereum, but specifically the law firm that he was working at before he went to the SEC. It tremendously helped them because they had ties there, as I've highlighted in previous videos. And so William Hinman, mind you, he also made millions of dollars while working at the SEC from his previous employer, the law firm that was benefiting from the policy William Hinman was setting about Ethereum while he was there. And then when he quit the SEC, William Hinman, SEC director, when he quit the SEC, he went back to his former employer, which had benefited from everything, all the legal clarity provided there. So that's why Jungle Link is just having a little fun. He's like, let me guess, Vitalik Buterin is offering a higher salary. So I thought that was pretty good. Now you remember this, though, because look, this is not the first sign of tumult within the case for the SEC. Here's a headline from a few weeks back. SEC calls 2 new names against Ripple and XRP case. So this occurred at the very beginning of May, and this seems like, if anything, more likely to be a sign that there are serious problems here. Because what happened is there are 2 attorneys brought into the case, 2 new attorneys, but they were more seasoned, more experienced here. Here I can highlight here, Rob Moy, here's one of them, Rob Moy, who has served as senior advisor to the SEC since 2005, advises senior SEC officials, helps to conclude complex investigations, and takes part in reconciliation talks. And then there's Benjamin J. Hanauer, who has been summoned for the case, has been a prosecutor at the SEC since 2008 and is serving in Chicago. And so attorney Jeremy Hogan, who I'll just assume about 100% of you are familiar with at this point, he's become quite well known within the XRP community, and rightfully so. He's fantastic. He commented on this, and he wrote the following. And this is again, beginning part of May, so May 5th here. Excuse me. The SEC is bringing in 2 lawyers from Chicago to assist with the case. The lawyers have 18 and 25 years experience, so these are senior trial lawyers. I would say this means that the SEC is calling in the reinforcements. It could mean the SEC just needs more help because Ripple is fighting back hard, or it could mean that someone decided that there needs to be a new lead counsel. My guess, the older Chicago attorney will be the new lead, as you don't need a 25-year lawyer just to, quote, help out, end quote. And so, given how the SEC has just been dealt blow after blow in this case, certainly to that point in time, like to see this, we were kind of speculating, like, okay, come on, what else could that possibly mean? And so even Jeremy Hogan's like, okay, looks like they're not doing so hot, and this is a recognition. So if anything, I would think the addition of these attorneys would signal more problems for the SEC than the fact that one of them left, and who knows, like he could have just left because there was a new career opportunity. And yeah, the timing, it's a little peculiar when you're working with basically the biggest case in decades, the biggest non-fraud case, at least in decades for the SEC. But it is what it is. Here's another Attorney Seal on Twitter, who wrote at the time, you know they're getting handed their hats in litigation when they have to bring in extra lawyers mid-trial. #0doubt. And somebody named John responded with the following question. Is this your legal opinion or your opinion as a holder of XRP? And Attorney Seal actually did respond. He wrote, it's my opinion on 3 grounds. As a Ripple shareholder, as an XRP holder, and as a lawyer who's been involved in litigation. If I'm arguing a case and halfway through my opponent brings in more experienced lawyers, I know I'm doing something right. Yeah, no kidding. What the heck else could it be? It's like everything's going super duper smoothly for the SEC, and whoop whoop whoop, hey, how about for no reasons we bring in 2 more lawyers that happen to have way more experience than us? Okay, yeah, I don't think so. Methinks not, all right? And then there was this tweet at the time. This is another one from Jungle Inc., actually. And this is fascinating. He wrote at the time, and we'll see if this means anything, because like I want to be clear before I read this, because this does have to do with potential settlement of the case. Like, even with the SEC moving forward as they have been, the fact that they're moving forward is not an indication that there are not settlement talks in the background. It does not mean that. And I don't know that from experience, because I have no legal experience, but the attorneys within the XRP community that have been sharing their opinions, they've been saying just that. Of course, there's still talks going on in the background, and the worse this gets for the SEC, you'd think the more they amp up, one would hope anyway. Of course, the SEC wouldn't want to show its desperation, but behind the scenes, I'm willing to bet that they're not too thrilled with exactly how things have proceeded to this point anyway. And so anyway, Jungle Inc. wrote the following. Ladies and gentlemen, you may want to load up on XRP. Look up the new attorney the SEC is bringing in. They specialize in negotiating settlements for the SEC. I think this stupid situation may be coming to an end. So there you go. And he highlighted this little screen grab from one of the lawyers' LinkedIn profiles. They're citing just that. Maybe it means something. I don't no way to know for sure. They could just specialize in a number of things. But the fact that this lawyer is assigned to this case, a seasoned attorney, and specializes in negotiating settlements. Just saying, it is fascinating. At the bare minimum, it's definitely fascinating. So there we are. But either way, whatever this means, it is clear that the SEC's attempts in going after Ripple have become an absolute train wreck. This is not going well for them. So we'll see what happens, hoping for a settlement sooner than later, but you never know. I will wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.